skin. And under slender brown brows, her eyes were the colour of rain-washed summer grasses. But right now, those eyes were frowning slightly as she gazed around at the vast busyness of the hospital, where everyone seemed so serious and important. She wished that she could have forced down at least a mouthful of the hot buttered toast she'd made that morning, in an attempt to quell the churning of her stomach. Violetta hoped no one could see her fear and inexperience. After all, she told herself, she was a fully trained nurse now. This was her place, and she had every right to be here. But just as Violetta took her courage in her hands, she felt somebody barge manfully past her. Violetta let out a cry.
"Oh, I say, how rude!"
she said, rubbing her slender bruised arm. At this, the man turned, his dark, worldly eyes seeming to mock her, as his thin lips curled contemptuously in a jaw that looked both mutinous and sullen.
"Well, I never,"
she cried.
"You may be late for visiting hours, but this is a hospital. You might show a little more respect."
But he no more than glanced at her before continuing on his way. His dark, unruly hair gave him a devilish air, and the smoky grey pants which clung to his slim hips only accentuated his noticeable limp. But the orderly smiled proudly.
That's Dr. Rex Steele, miss. He's our top surgeon. He's a wonderful man. A little brusque at times. You'll soon get used to him.
Violetta bit back a retort. Wonderful, she very much doubted. And she set a rosebud pink mouth in determination, privately resolving that far from getting used to such rudeness, she would keep as far away from the ill-mannered brute as she possibly...
Mum? What's the matter?
Oh, my pictures.
Mum, I told you I'd do all this tomorrow, for goodness sake.
Well, don't want to burden you, do I? I'm busy with you, whatever it is you're doing.
I'm not doing anything. I thought you were watching the telly.
Suppose you'd rather be out, would you, getting pregnant, like those other girls?
Of course not.
Well, it's not picnic, Janet. All those years with your dad, and he dies, leaves me. Baby now.
Come on, Mum. Don't get all upset about that now.
I do love you, Janet. You're good to me.
I love you too, Mum. The operation's going to be fine. You've got Dr. Grant to look after you. Well, Father?
It is traditional to be asked for one's daughter's hand in private, Mary.
Well, you can have no objection, Father. Charles is soon to be a man of substance.
Well, Boon, let's hope this publishing gamble pays off. Because I do not want my daughter to be destitute.
Oh, that's a yes then. Oh, thank you. Mary will have everything that you've brought her up to expect, sir. You have my word. Come here, you! Mary Boon! Millsy said it would be all right. Millsy's my partner in the business. The only bloody toff who ever believed in me. Do you know, it was him that got me editing. No other bugger would have given me the chance. And he'll be my best man at the wedding. Oh, you'll love him, Mrs. Cowp. He's a true gent. Isn't that right, Mary? He's just put out Nerves for the Nervous, which I thought was a bit of a punt, but it's selling like a bastard. Sorry, Mrs. Cowp. I can get you a copy if you like.
Sorry. I'm stuck.
What's the problem?
Let me talk about it in here.
Well, you're not exactly dressed for the occasion.
What, is it black tie in here then? What? I'm hot. It's hot. It's really... It's baking out there.
So, what's the problem?
Yeah, so, I mean, basically they're porn.
Are they?
She slid her hand round his cock with a gasp, huge and hard, a single bead of moisture leaking from its swollen head. Oh, God, she said, I want you now. John went wild as he thrust his rod deep into her, growling involuntarily as her warm,
Yes,
wet...
okay, I have read them.
Yeah, this is porn.
Well, I did say they're not exactly Booker Prize winning.
It's supposed to be romantic. And if this is what passes for sexual fantasy, how come so many of them have really nasty men in them? I mean, I just read like a whole load where the hero pretty much rapes the heroine and then she decides she's in love with him. I mean, how does that work?
Maybe that's what you should write about. The forced fantasy in romance novels and what it tells us about female sexuality.
Well, what do you think it tells us, Kirsty?
What I think isn't really relevant
No,
to
but
it
I'm
is-
interested.
I think they are flights of fancy. Overwrought passion that fills a gap in some women's humdrum lives.
You never felt passion?
Of course I have. I just don't think that it happens in such a ridiculous way. And the men, as you say, are often so brutish, they're hardly the most attractive romantic proposition.
So what do you find attractive? I seen you around uni. I wanted to come on your course.
Right, well, I think we're
Can I
done
kiss
here.
you?
No, of course you can't. You shouldn't have done that. I think you should go now. Hey,
You really?
I cancelled a couple of tutorials. I feel like I've hardly seen you for days. And I thought we could go through the survey.
Yeah, good idea. Does that smell all right to you?
Yeah, I think so. So, did you notice that it's got dry rot?
Yeah, we can get that sorted.
Nick, come here. Give me a kiss.
Oh, shit. Well, don't worry about that. Dry rot's easy to sort out. Well, you're not having second thoughts, are you?
No, of course not. I'm excited about our little house.
Here, look. Taste that. Absolute bloody genius.
Is Dr. Grant coming?
Dr. Grant will see your mother in theatre. It's no by mouth until after the operation.
Get us a bun, Janet.
No, the nurse just said not till after. Tell you what, though, you get comfy and I'll go and get some magazines and sweets for later.
Oh, mind you don't get buns thrown at you. Look like cock of a clan when I get off.
Playing all right. Carol, look what you've done there.
I'm so sorry.
It's all over me.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
Well, you should look where you're going.
Can I get you another?
No, get off. Look at it. You're going to clean that up.
We will have a honeymoon, Mary. I just need to get through this next little bit.
I couldn't give a fig, Charles. As long as I'm with you. You won't bring Gerald home again tonight, will you? I should like some time alone with my new husband.
Of course. How the devil did I get so lucky to have you, eh? It's a far cry from the Seven Dials, I'll tell you that. My pa would have been chuffed to bits.
Whereas mine thinks I've taken leave of my senses. Maybe I have. You will be home at 6 o'clock then?
Till 6.
What's the matter with these idiots, hey? Do they think that using long words that no one understands makes a book better?
Charles, go out for some air if you're feeling cooped up.
Yeah, just don't tell me what to do, Gerald. Bloody office is like a rat trap. No room in this twaddle to read. Try to find one writer's back from this bunch of public school idiots. I'd rather shoot myself.
Well, maybe you could tidy your desk. It might help you to think more clearly.
Your Rose is turning you into a nag. You're not using the book. Our best source of advertising and we're not using it.
Go on.
I don't know. I'm going for a walk.
I'll tidy your desk if you'd like me to, Mr. Boon.
But if you want to keep your hands... Look, we need new writers, but we need them to stay loyal to us. And we need new readers too.
Yes.
So what if we make them one and the same?
I'm not with you.
Look, Publishers take on one new author a year because unknown writers are a risk, correct?
Yes.
One is. But 10 aren't. You don't mark it on the content of one book. The newness is the concept.
That's brilliant. Go home, Joseph.
But can't I just wait?
Go home.
Yes, Charles. Let's think this through.
So we advertise for new writers. Actually put it out there that we're searching for new voices. No one ever does that.
And we use the back of our books to run the adverts.
Getting it directly to the readers. Yeah. And we'll shove it in the papers too. We're searching for new voices. The voices of the public. Books for them, by them, about them. Entertainment for the working man.
A whole new class that's just learnt to read.
The search will drum up so much publicity that the books will sell themselves. Now, we only publish a handful of the best. But everyone who wants to write will read the ones that we've put out, and everyone who's been turned down will want to see what's got through instead.
And they won't cost much